Welcome to the Interreg Italia-Malta I Know programme. This is Seminar 6.5, Making Progress Against Milestones, which is about adding value to the business. As you can see, 6.5 comes from Track 6, which relates to raising finance for your business. So what do we mean by milestones? Well, many people will be familiar with milestones from project management as tools to identify specific points along a project timeline. They can sometimes be divided into primary milestones, key activities that must be completed for success, and secondary milestones, smaller activities that are needed en route to a primary milestone. Milestones should always be linked to a timeline and associated budget, the cash flow forecast. Equity finance milestones. These are different from project milestones in that they're seen as key indicators of company progress and hence increasing company value, which will be reflected in increasing share value. Milestones are set out in the business plan and are associated with the budget, the cash flow forecast, although they may relate to income or expenditure. For example, things such as launching a sales campaign is a clear milestone, although it involves cost and not income. Selling to new customers in another country is a clear milestone, which does involve sales revenue as income. Milestones and profit and loss. Since milestones in the context of equity finance are those things which reflect company progress over time, they may include recruitment of new staff, especially senior staff, successful research and development results, or the filing of a patent, certainly the granting of a patent. Note that all of the above involve expenditure, and so a new company without revenue yet will increase its loss, whilst at the same time increase its value in the eyes of equity finance investors. The loss is more an accounting term, and the value is more a term related to the equity finance investors, and they are, of course, owners of the company because they hold shares in it. In equity finance terms, milestones can be considered as key performance indicators, KPIs, regarding one thing: the management team. Successfully achieving milestones tells investors that the management team is capable of delivering what it says in the business plan and ideally doing it on time and on budget. If the company can make progress against plan, then shares will be viewed by investors as more valuable than when they were bought. In other words, the share price increases. Milestone frequency. In equity finance terms, there needs to be a set of milestones related to the period of the business plan. That's usually 3 years. It's a good idea to identify the milestones that add the most value to the company and list those clearly. Grouping milestones into quarters is sensible, and over 3 years that would give 12 quarters. If 5 key milestones were identified per quarter, then there would obviously be 60 over a 3-year period of the plan. More than adequate to illustrate and demonstrate how you measure and deliver progress. However, not everything may go to plan, and not all milestones may or can be guaranteed to emerge over the period of the business plan. The important thing is to recognise that and plan accordingly with alternatives, sometimes known today as a pivot. Some milestones may be critical to the overall success of the business, while some may be nice to have. Focus must go on those that are critical. Remember, delivering 50 out of the planned 60 milestones over 3 years could still be very, very successful. Can milestones change? Well, the simple answer is yes. Progress towards milestones and their relevance should be reviewed on a monthly basis at meetings of the board. Careful assessment against budget and resource allocation is required. Sometimes a milestone may need to be allocated more resource in terms of people and cash. And sometimes a milestone may need to be terminated if progress is poor or R&D results are negative. Don't forget that new opportunities may also arise, and those new opportunities may compete with resources. Reporting on progress. For an early stage equity finance company, it is sensible to keep shareholders informed about progress. A short report each quarter is helpful. A more comprehensive report of progress may be given every 12 months, perhaps at the annual general meeting, AGM, of shareholders. Things do not always go according to plan in R&D, and so the management team should always be considering alternative strategies. In conclusion, milestones are vital aspects of business planning. For companies funded by equity finance, the management team needs to report progress on a regular basis to its shareholders. Progress against milestones is a key indicator of company value, and shareholders will want to see that value increasing over time. If things do not go according to plan, then the management team must recommend a new plan for shareholders to approve. That's the end of the presentation, and we hope that was of interest and helpful. Thank you for your attention.